What's up, you guys? I thought I'd talk about how I personally train legs at home with a very minimal setup. No expensive weight plates, no expensive leg press machine, no leg isolation machines. And it's not that I don't love those things. In fact, those things are all awesome and great. And those of you guys that know me, ironically, know that I teach people and train people in the Olympic lifts and power lifts as an exercise science professor. And also, before all this lockdown stuff happened, I just came back from a starting strength seminar with Mark Ripito. So I love and respect all those things. It's just for my goals and what I've been doing, what I've gotten used to in the home. I haven't noticed any kind of difference as far as my leg size and symmetry. For sure, I'm sure my squat went down. I'm sure my deadlift went down a little bit. But I don't think it's really that much. That's another side story. But I thought I'd share with you guys where I think that help like 90+% of people who are just looking to kind of work their legs in their home and build muscle at home. You don't need a lot of expensive equipment. Now, granted, this might seem like an expensive investment as far as the stuff that I have. I'm not saying you need half the stuff that I have. I mean, I link everything down below, but you really don't need all this stuff. What I'm going to say, and what's helped me a lot, is really just focusing on tension. I'm also focusing a lot on just a few different patterns. I have no idea how many sets I'm going to do, no idea how many reps I'm going to do. I try and train my legs twice a week, maybe 30 to 40 minutes. And I'm just trying to, in each set, progressing the intensity in some way, whether it's a little bit of weight in like the squat that you see here. You can notice I'm doing some partial reps to kind of keep tension in my quads and hamstrings a little bit. And then sometimes I'll go into like a deep squat, so I kind of work more on my glutes. I'll do some isolation stuff here, like on the suspension trainer. Number of creative ways you can kind of up the relative intensity in each set. And that's kind of what I try and do. But I'm not even focusing so much on that. I'm just really focusing on just that tension and building and that constant stimulus on a consistent basis. I think I know in fact, build your legs. You don't necessarily worry about like a set rep range or needing expensive weights or needing something heavy. I would recommend, definitely having some sort of external load. I think these are good, like an adjustable dumbbell. But even if you didn't have this, honestly, you guys are watching me do this. This is a couple workouts that I'm showcasing here, but I haven't been doing these as much as I used to. You've been seeing stuff with the total gym, resistance bands, and it kind of fluctuates in week to week and kind of month to month a little bit as far as what I'm into. But that's the point. This stuff should kind of be fun. I think people avoid leg training because they think it's grueling. They just don't like doing it. And there's a number of creative and fairly inexpensive modalities you guys can implement in the home that's not going to set you back, that is going to work your legs in a variety of ways. Whether that's you want to isolate your glutes, you want to isolate a certain part of your leg. So number of things you can do. And even like my row machine, I'm not saying to go out and buy a rower, but rowing I know is definitely adding to my leg development. Rowing in general is a huge percentage that is all coming from the legs. So I always feel sore in my quads and even my glutes after I do like a heavy row sessions. But that's a side tangent. So the point is you can factor a number of things into your leg training. If you kind of stay constant, like I found that people that just have like a pair of adjustable dumbbells, I found that they kind of don't feel like doing it because it can be kind of a grueling or a grind. But even if you just had that, don't even worry so much about this set number of sets, reps, and sets. I just focus on getting the reps in, getting the tension in, and just being consistent. So at least twice a week, I would say is a nice sweet spot. Even me using this total gym, I get creative using bands. You guys have seen this many times in the channel. In fact, a lot of my leg training ends up being on here. And like I said, I haven't noticed any difference in just like the size of my legs. And genetics plays a role in that, but I know people that just have very limited stuff that have also built their legs. You guys are seeing me doing some single leg stuff, like some single joint stuff, like knee curls. You'll see me do some knee extensions, but I rarely kind of do these. I'll do these from time to time. It's just I rarely do them honestly because they're just takes a little bit longer to set up with the ankle straps. You also need a good pair of ankle straps. I talked about that earlier though, because my ones used to fall off. But my point is you can do and work your legs a variety of ways that I would argue is, just as numerous as what you would find in a gym if you guys want to invest in a couple little things. Versus, you could say, well, I'll just get a barbell and some weight plates. That's for sure a good thing. I'm not saying not to do that, but for some people, they don't necessarily want to train like that. And I'm just giving you guys some alternatives, just showing you basically what I'm doing. It's not that I'm anti-barbell. Like I said, it's not going to be a purist and say, well, I'm never going to touch a barbell again and do a deadlift again. Like I said, I do like a rep or two or maybe 3 or 4 as I'm demoing an exercise or teaching people exercising, how to use them like in the gym. But otherwise, my point is get creative with what you have. Focus on the hinging, focus on the bending and the squatting, and just focus on progressive overload. You even see me here just kind of messing around with my club bells I just picked up, and I'm counting some lateral lunges, which I think this is part of a warm-up as a workout. I count that as my leg day. So the point is add some variety, do it consistently, and focus on tension are the main takeaways. and you will keep building your legs. You'll know you're not going to build them if you're like absolutely feeling nothing and you're just kind of going through reps and going through a certain number of sets just because you read it in a workout and that's just what you're doing for the day. And you're definitely not going to grow your legs if you just don't do them, so that should go without saying. But the main point of this video is that you don't have to have expensive equipment to build your legs at home. I guess that's the main takeaway I'm trying to show you, and also just kind of showcase what I personally do. I know you guys have been asking about that as well. That's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. Hopefully it was somewhat informative, and I'll see you guys in the next video.